This will continue from my hand, sword in his hand. I got a sword in his hand. Negroes had been freed from the bondage of slavery and had experienced advancements made during the Reconstruction period. They had now advanced from freedmen to citizens as recognized in 1866 by the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. But when the 1883 Supreme Court ruled that Congress could not outlaw individual or business racial discrimination, every attempt was made to prevent black men from voting, including intimidation and violence. This enabled now white local governments to pass repressive laws which overlooked racial discrimination and corruption in the courts. This paved the way for a period of racial oppression, which included extreme racial violence. From 1882 to 1940, thousands of blacks were lynched and countless others assaulted. Racial tensions were high, and an effort to completely segregate Negroes and limit their rights was in force. In 1886, many Southern states established Jim Crow laws, which lasted until 1965. These laws allowed for the legal segregation of blacks in society. This included segregating schools, businesses, public facilities, and transportation. It is true that individual activists for civil rights had been around since the days of slavery, but it wasn't until the 1950s and the development of electronic mass media did an organized movement emerge known as the Civil Rights Movement. One of the most important and influential Supreme Court decisions involving civil rights legislation was the 1954 ruling in Brown v. Board of Education of Topeka, Kansas, which desegregated American public schools, paving the way for the Civil Rights Movement. Then in early December 1955, a black lady by the name of Rosa Parks made her personal civil rights stand by not relinquishing her seat on a public bus for a white person. This became the highly publicized single event that unofficially set the civil rights movement.
While I'm on my tedious journey, I want Jesus to walk with me in my trial. Lord, walk with me in my trial. Lord, walk with me while I'm on my tedious journey. I want Jesus to walk with me in my sorrow. Lord, walk with me in my sorrow. Lord, walk with me.
over the water with no penalties. And then they move with lightning speed to go and grab their prey. They're so fast that they can even...
Down here. It's always in this field to the left, kind of in between seasons right now. It's being prepped to be planted sometime in the next few weeks. And it's really just used for educational purposes. On a normal school year, we'll have 10 to 12,000 kids to come out here for field trips during the course of the year. It's part of their project to work on. The Charleston area is a great mining and great time. The structure to the left is a lookout tower. It's a civil war. Right, at the same time, years ago, Roma was never a national battle on the property area.
they're local. If you're local and they, oh yeah, I like those, you know, all shrimp and grits are good. And I just feel, well, to me, I feel like you know, but I've been later if they became those things in
Then we have our beautiful tidal creek in an outgoing tide, but still a high tide. It's revealing our beautiful pluff mud. That's that nasty stench you smell there. Pluff mud is a mixture of 80% water and 20% filth. It's kind of like a quagmire or a quicksand. If you step in it, you'll sink all the way up to your knee, and when you pull out your leg, your boot will not come with you. Got a whole bunch of turtles and some alligators in here, so keep your eyes peeled to find the gators. They're kind of tricky, and I don't have my glasses on, so I'm going to rely on y'all's eyes. On your right there. Turtles posing majestically on the driftwood. Is there... We got a big one coming for us. Egret nest on your right in there. You can see some baby egrets. There's some benefits with the alligators in the water because the predators don't want to climb in those trees either. Snakes, possums, and raccoons love to eat egret eggs, but they're too scared to go that far out of the water. Their sweet grass is growing as a demonstration crop to show you what it looks like when it's still in the dirt. If you want it to be one of those baskets, you gotta let the grass dry out for 1 to 2 years. And also on your left, we got our bountiful crop of cotton on your left. A demonstration crop to show you what it looks like when it has been harvested. And it's been harvested for a couple of months now. We grow this to coincide with the school year. We have 15,000 students come out here on property every single year. White things are bee boxes. 15,000 students come out here every single year. And if you're a third grader coming to a plantation and you don't get to see any cotton, you're going to be mighty disappointed. Our entire flock of Canada geese is on your left here. If you've had a personal encounter with these birds, you know they are the worst things in all of creation. And I'm not just saying that because they chased me when I was a child. I don't hold a grudge. What are you talking about? Fun fact about Canada geese, these birds are supposed to be migratory. You'll notice it's May and gonna be 90 degrees today. And they're still here. What gives? Well, apparently, they can decide, I don't care anymore, and they give up on migrating. So that's our resident flock of non-migratory migratory birds. Got some palmetto trees on your left there. You see two there, one on your right there. Palmetto trees, you can tell them apart from normal palm trees because they got the frills running all the way up and down the spines of them. What those frills are is actually past iterations of the fan leaves you see up top. The fan leaves will die and be so heavy that they just break the stem, leaving behind one of those frills. Palmettos are the local subspecies of palm tree. They're stouter than your average palm tree. About 11 feet tall on average, where some palm trees can get between 30 and 50 feet tall, depending on the species of palm. And out all on your left here, all these trees, if they're not palm or palmetto, they're probably pecans. Pecans are the replacement crop for cotton after the 1880s. They did extremely well. At our height in the 1900s, we had 15,000 pecan trees on property, making us the world's largest producer of pecans. So obviously we've lost a couple of them. They were all blown down in hurricanes. We had a Category 5 in 1910, and then Hurricane Hugo, a Category 4 in 1989. Beautiful natural forest. We got this growing here by doing literally nothing at all for 180 years. South Carolina low countries are a rainforest. We get 46 inches of rainfall here every year. We're just hoping that today is not one of those examples. See ahead of us that green board? That's what the corn maze looked like from an aerial view just last year on your left. You can tell the sponsor designs aren't particularly subtle. On your left, that ditch occasionally has some wildlife in it, usually turtles and different waterfowl, so keep an eye on it. But if you look all the way out there, that big building with the shiny roof, that's our farm stand called Willie's Roadside Market. That's where we sell all the crops we harvest. Also where we run our U-Pick program, where we invite our guests to come out and pick their own fresh fruits and vegetables. Staple crop for us in the summer. They did extraordinarily well last year, so we're hoping to replicate that. Come back to us in another month and those tomatoes should be ready for harvest and sold. These will be done, they're usually done in June. Next one we got our muscadine grapes. Native grape, very tough skinned, very sweet. They make for excellent jams and jellies, but they make a controversial wine. They're a very sweet wine. So if that's not your thing, I don't recommend muscadine wine. Sweet corn grown in the field, followed by squash, followed by cucumbers, followed by more corn. That'll round out our summer harvest. Usually in the summertime we'll grow corn, watermelon, tomatoes, and squash. Those are the four things we grow most frequently. The Ospreys were not given a memo that eagles are very territorial, and so they had to pay for their crimes of building a nest there with daily eagle raids until they decided to leave. Now we're back to the Avenue of Oaks. This is the most photographed drive in all of the South. Comprising 84 live oaks, there used to be 86, but 2 were since destroyed. One was blown over in Hurricane Hugo, the other one was struck by lightning. Live oaks are very durable trees. They've got an incredibly hard wood. They're stout, they have sprawling branches, and they have sprawling root systems too. All of these trees are interconnected at the root level. Those roots are fused together so they can provide each other mutual support and mutual nutrition. All of this is hurricane insurance. These trees have 2 special plants growing on them. You can see that green fern on the limbs there. That's called resurrection fern. When it dries out, it'll shrivel up and turn brown, but after one good shower, it'll pop, turn a bright, vibrant green like you see right now. And then the other plant is familiar to anyone from the southeast. It's that gray stuff hanging down called Spanish moss. Though funny enough, it's neither Spanish nor a moss. It's a native air feeder that grows on any horizontal branch here. Doesn't harm the tree whatsoever. It draws its nitrogen from the atmosphere, and it photosynthesizes because it's green on the inside. That resurrection fern also does not hurt the trees.